It's interesting. I mean, we went through some challenges through COVID with some turnover. Unfortunately, obviously, it hugely impacted our business at the time. But I've said for years that my greatest strength is my tenure and my greatest weakness is my turnover. And so, really, putting the employees at the forefront. One of the things you talked about was like supporting employees, and I guess how do you, as a people culture person, create that environment where the people feel supported? Because it's great to have HR. It's great to have 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 100 HR people in a company. But that doesn't mean anything if, I'm employee number, 950, and I don't know that resource is available to me, or I don't have a relationship and a connection with HR, and I don't know when I can or can't go, and don't know if I go to this person and tell them what's bothering me, that it's just going to go back to my manager and be a career limiting move. How do you create that true support where you've talked about employees that can truly be authentic and truly tell you what they're looking for support on, and how that ties into creating that sense of belonging and that purpose, and which ultimately leads to that whole retention and engagement piece?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that the key thing here is relationship development. So earning that trust with other individuals, that's going to be your key factor on if people are going to come to you and speak to the circumstances that they are experiencing. Because at the end of the day, your success it leads to the question on, are the people in the company feeling comfortable and safe to be vulnerable with you?
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, then you are able to support them in a completely different light and a way higher and stronger impact than if you did have an actual relationship with that individual. And it ties us back down to also realizing that there's not going to be a one size fits all. And so getting to know the individual for itself and not just thinking, oh, they're just employee number X, right? It's thinking about, okay, this person this is their name. This is who they are. This is a person with an identity, and getting to know who they are, and then understanding, as HR or people in culture, we know our policies and we know our practices, but taking that information, how do we best support and show up for that individual? And that goes into not only for us, right? It's I don't have control of how safe or personally supported each individual has, mostly because I don't engage with everybody in the company every single day, but their teammates do and their leaders do. And so the way that we can support and continue the ripple effect is by coaching our leaders and by coaching our people and by providing training sessions that brings this type of self-awareness into play.
Is there anything either you've specifically done or that you've observed HR do that kind of helps build that bridge of trust from an employee standpoint, of them truly feeling comfortable to come and open that door up of something that maybe is a really difficult or uncomfortable conversation?
I mean, honestly, I can't speak for every person. It's going to vary for sure, but
Mm-hmm.
what seems to be kind of the underlying consistent approach is being authentic, being yourself, and being 100% transparent with your motivations. And people can pick that up. People can pick up if if you're speaking to a list of things you need to point out, if you don't actually care about connecting with them. People can pick that up because we're all human and we know what humanity feels like.
Yeah.
So I think that, that bridge that's consistent is just showing up as who you are and being authentic and honest to that. And then also respecting the other individual and showing up in a non-judgmental mindset, because no one wants to feel judged, and no one deserves that. No one deserves to be shamed. So having that type of honest and trust building conversation and relationship, all the way it goes back down to how honest are you being to yourself and how you show up to that individual.
Right.
And are you really going to be accountable to your word? Are you
Yeah.
really going to show up for them?
Yeah.
Because, at the end of the day, situations are always about, the situation itself, but then how you decide to show up, and
Yeah.
that's going to be the outcome, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.